Hey, J Bros popping in here. I finally got time here to jump in to this hydraulic leak. It's just been bugging the heck out of me. And honestly, it seems like it's super simple. And what I ended up doing, you can see steam coming off the muffler because like I was mentioning, the oil was getting on here and then this was getting hot and smoking and whatnot. But what I ended up doing is I ran the machine here in the shop. I got the hydraulic fluid so it gets warm and whatnot. What I totally noticed is I'll show you right here. It's going to be a little bit tough to see. See how there's a little fluid right here? These ones here was where it was leaking bad before. As a test, I took and just cranked these two down. I'm just talking this little hex bolt there. And that's honestly all it is. Now, with that being said, they are on there ridiculously tight, and I was able to get a little bit more tightness out of it. So you might want to think, or you might be thinking, well, shoot, they're already super tight. Well, they need to be super, super tight. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten up every one of these because I believe it's just leaking right from this basically lock washer or washer, lock washer. I don't think it's a lock washer. It's just a regular washer. But I think it's just leaking right from this simple thing. So as stupid as that seems, I'm going to go ahead and just crank all those down because they're all leaking. It's just this one, this control here was leaking the worst. Because initially I'm thinking, is it leaking from this spot? Is it leaking from here? Because, you know, it's all dirty. You know, I replaced rings on these, but I never thought it was just as simple as right here. I thought it was dripping down or you know, leaking from up under here, but it's not. It is right from, you know, because like I said, I had wiped all this stuff off, and it is strictly just from those little spots. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead, tighten those down, and I'm going to fire it back up here in a few minutes and just see if there is absolutely zero leaks. Because if that's the case and that's all it is, well, I guess you guys know it's just as simple as that. Those have just kind of worked loose. But I'll be right back here and test it out.
I thought you guys might be kind of interested in me tightening these up here because they make kind of a distinct noise because you think they're tight, but they're actually not. So you can kind of hear it break loose. So I had already tightened these three up just now. And man, when I tighten them, I'm going to try to get back to those ones there because I know they're leaking, but I'm going to try to do these couple up right in front here. But you'll hear them kind of hear that. So they are tight, and then the reason why I thought it was kind of interesting as well is because see how there's just oil on that. So even though they're tight, they're still not. So there's I don't know what I'm trying to say. And hopefully I'm not stripping that out in there, but that's all I can think is there's just a little bit of a gap in them after they've heated up or worked loose. Like that one's loose, actually. That one didn't even do anything. And I got to be careful a little bit too because the muffler's kind of hot, but I have the, hear that? And look how much that one turned. So I'm sure that was probably one of the other culprits. But yeah, like I said, if it's just as simple as tightening these up, that's just a total win. Look at that one. And who would have thought, you know, because I mean, you're sitting there looking at that and you're like, oh, that little simple thing, that looks on there tight, you know. And then I put my bigger Allen wrench on it. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to crank on this thing. So, yeah, and that one there, that back one there was pretty loose too. And look how much fluid was on that. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and continue to tighten these up, but I'm going to ×2 speed this. Okay. I am right here to the end. Got one more to reach to, and the toughest part here has been, honestly, just the muffler being so dang hot. And albeit this wrap's on here, but like I said, it's covered in oil. And right now, what's happening, I can't quite see. Almost feels like, I don't know if I stripped this tip here. I might have stripped that one a little bit. Try to wiggle this one in here. There we go. But some of these, honestly, were way, way looser than you would think. Which, of course, you know, is that you know, these just working loose, even though they seemed insanely tight. You know, I don't know. I guess I'm not a pro's pro, but it, like I said, it had gotten to the point of leaking that it was just unacceptable, let's just say. And I'm just going to go ahead and wipe all the residual stuff off here, so we know when I go ahead and fire this up. I'll just say this, I know for almost certainty right now, it was just as simple as those leaking. Now, we'll just give it a test. Okay, yeah, I don't have the shop door open here because it's minus 10 out right now, but I'll breathe some of the smoke in for you guys, and then what we're just going to be looking is almost right here to see if we see any sort of yellow pooling, because like I said, I didn't notice any other spot in here. Better spot. Okay. Let's go ahead and fire this up. And all I'm doing right now is I'm manipulating the boom arms up and down right now to get some fluid kind of flowing. Just see if I see anything going on there. Honestly, I mean, that should have already been leaking now, considering the machine's warmed up. I'm going to play with this a little bit more off camera, and I'll check the results. Okay, I'm just going to go with that was the problem here. I just wiped my hand underneath here after letting the machine kind of run for a little bit. You know, bone dry, and those are always wet. So yeah, I guess just something so simple that I just didn't even think that was a problem. I thought, like I said, I thought it was somewhere up here, and I knew it wasn't these lines because I had tested or checked those before. But just as simple as cranking those down an extra little snug bit and take care of the problem. But yeah, I'll go ahead and obviously run it tomorrow because I got to move some snow, and we'll see if it leaks after that operation. But anyway, please like, subscribe, comment down below. J Bros out.